Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a topic that's absolutely critical for anyone doing business in the UAE, and we're basing it all on the work of Dubai-based strategist Mortaza Azime. We're going to explore how to win at SEO in a world where your customers get their answers without ever even clicking on your website.
So if you've been in the marketing game for a while, you've probably felt this, right? It seems like getting clicks from Google is getting harder and harder. You might even feel like Google is kind of stealing your traffic. But what if that's not really the problem? What if it's actually the biggest opportunity you've been missing all along?
This whole idea centers on the zero-click search. You've seen it a million times. It's when a user's question gets answered right there on the results page. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds like a massive threat to my website traffic. But as we're about to see, it's really more of a massive opportunity to build your brand.
All right, here's our game plan. We're going to talk about the big shift in thinking, how to win with things like featured snippets, how to master people also ask and local search, and then we'll get into your strategy, how you measure it, and wrap it all up with a checklist just for the Dubai market. Let's dive in.
Okay, first things first. We have to completely reframe how we think about this. As strategist Mortaza Azime explains, this isn't about clawing back lost traffic. Nope. It's about claiming a totally new and, frankly, more powerful kind of visibility.
So instead of looking at these features on Google as barriers that are stealing your clicks, you need to start seeing them for what they are: prime digital real estate. Think of these as your new storefronts. These are the zero-click gold mines, where your brand can be put on a platter right in front of a user at the exact moment they need you. So let's jump into that first gold mine, the highly coveted featured snippet. SEOs call this position zero for a reason. It puts you above the #1 organic result. You're right at the very, very top of the page.
And what's really interesting here is the variety. Google doesn't want a one-size-fits-all answer. It's smart. It tries to match the format to what the user is actually looking for. So if you search for how-to, you'll probably get a video. If you're comparing products, you'll likely see a table. Understanding this is key.
So how do you actually win one of these? Well, Mortaza Azime lays out a really clear 3-step process. First, find keywords you're already on page 1 for where a snippet is already showing up. Second, go into your content and create a perfect, concise answer right under a heading that asks that exact question. And third, format it. Use lists, use tables, make it super easy for Google to just grab it.
And this is just a brilliant example of the strategy in action. Let's imagine a UAE e-commerce store, we'll call it TechWave. If someone searches for, say, latest Samsung prices in Dubai, a simple, clean HTML table like this one is the perfect bait for Google. It can just lift this whole thing and pop it into a featured snippet. Boom. TechWave gets massive visibility, and the user gets their answer instantly. Everyone wins. Okay, next up, let's get into 2 more incredibly powerful features, especially for the Dubai market. You've definitely seen the People Also Ask box, and for any brick-and-mortar business, the local pack is just absolutely essential.
You know, the People Also Ask box, or PAA, is basically a cheat sheet for understanding your customers. Google is literally handing you a list of other things people are wondering about. The strategy is so simple but so effective. Find those questions, sprinkle them into your article as headings, and then just answer them, clearly and directly. You're basically telling Google, hey, I'm the most helpful resource on this topic. And this isn't just some theory, you know? Take this example from Mortaza Azime's work. A local portal, like a Dubai Insider, can build incredible authority by finding and answering these PAA questions on complex topics like the new corporate tax rules in the UAE. It's a real-world tactic.
Now this, for any business with a physical location in Dubai, whether you're a restaurant in JLT, a clinic in Mirdif, or a plumber in Dubai Marina, this is absolutely critical. The local pack is that little map with 3 businesses you see for any near-me search. Winning a spot here is like a zero-click grand slam. A customer can see your reviews and call you with 1 tap. That's a lead without a single click to your website.
So the big point here is that this is way more than just tweaking a few blog posts. It really demands a fundamental shift in how you think about your content and how you create it right from the very beginning. This slide just lays it out perfectly. It's the old way versus the new way. We're moving away from the old goal of just driving clicks to the new goal of providing answers on Google. We're shifting from obsessing over that #1 blue link to winning position 0. And we're changing our focus from just traffic volume to building real brand authority.
And we can't forget what's powering all of this under the hood. It's Google's big principle of EEAT. That's experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. The thing is, even for a tiny little answer in a snippet, Google is judging the quality and trust of your entire website. Your overall authority has never been more important.
Okay, I can almost hear you asking, right, but if I'm not getting clicks, how on earth do I measure success? How do I prove this is actually working? It's a fantastic question. So let's look at the new scorecard for this zero-click world.
In the old SEO world, a chart like this one would cause a full-on panic attack. High impressions but a low click-through rate? Disaster. But in the zero-click world, this can actually be a sign of major success. It means thousands of people are seeing your brand and getting their answer from you, right on Google. No click was needed. You won.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. Morteza Azime confirms it right here. He says a low click-through rate on a snippet is not a negative signal. It actually means the user's need was met. You're not fighting Google, you're collaborating with it. The system is working exactly as intended.
Of course, to stay on top of your game, you've got to avoid some of these common pitfalls. The biggest one? Ignoring what the user really wants, or letting your content get stale. And for local businesses, please don't let your Google business profile gather digital dust. You got to keep that thing fresh and updated.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground, from big picture mindset shifts all the way down to specific tactics. So let's boil this all down into one final, actionable checklist that you can start using for your strategy here in Dubai.
All right, here it is, your 4-step plan. Step 1, dive into your Google Search Console data and find those high-impression, low-click queries. Step 2, go look at those search results and identify the opportunities. Is there a snippet, a PAA box, a local pack you can win? Step 3, optimize your pages with crystal clear answers. And Step 4, monitor your progress. Track those SERP features. This is how you turn all this knowledge into a real-world advantage.
And that's really the bottom line. Success on Google today isn't just about clicks anymore. It's about being the definitive answer. It's about winning those crucial little moments that matter, right when and where your customer is looking. So, the only question left to ask is your brand there?